Hi friends, in this video I'll be discussing a very controversial topic. So recently this topic has gained attention not only on social media but also on numerous articles on social media platforms where questions are being raised about whether George Soros, the famous American billionaire, was misusing USAID and government funds to destabilize countries like India, Bangladesh and several others with an aim and intent to influence their governments in a way that suits his and his associates' interests. Now, there's also the questions raised about whether George Soros and the USAID were being used to divide India. Yes, this question was recently raised in the Indian Parliament as well, questioning if the money sent via USAID was actually being used to attempt to destabilize India. It's been claimed that a sum of 5,000 crore rupees was used to destabilize India internally. Now, here's something I must point out. Whatever this plan was involving George Soros and the USAID, which is being discussed, I must mention this here as well that Donald Trump, who may have his own flaws, and life is never black and white. Every individual has aspects that we may like or dislike. So, Donald Trump certainly has his own flaws, but I'd like to thank Donald Trump and Elon Musk for exposing the reality of USA to the world. Everything has become clear now, and people can finally see what was actually happening. American people are realizing how their taxpayer money was being secretly used under the guise of foreign aid. If Trump had been shot that day, God forbid, with a bullet hitting probably just an inch to the left or the right, these details might have never come to light. Let's discuss how USAID was involved in Bangladesh and Nepal. So, in Bangladesh, particularly with the installation of Muhammad Yunus, which was influenced by the collusion of USAID and George Soros. Even Nepal has had issues with USAID spreading atheism, with claims that US funds were used to promote atheism there. Since Donald Trump first took a stand against USAID and the internal details that many knew but couldn't speak out about have finally been revealed. There were always replies to these questions saying that what is the proof that George Soros or USAID were involved. But now, with the DOGE, which stands for Department of Government Efficiency, under Elon Musk, it's been clarified that US aid money was literally being sent to George Soros, bringing clarity to the situation. Many reports are now being published on whether India, Bangladesh, and neighboring countries were being destabilized. Some who have studied foreign policy or international relations for a long time might say that this is nothing new. This is something everyone has always known. For example, John F. Kennedy, former US president and who was also assassinated, once said, "Foreign aid is a method by which the United States of America maintains its power of position and influence and its control over the world." This famous quote makes a lot of sense, especially in the context of USAID, which was created by Kennedy in 1961. His mindset when creating US aid is essential to understand. So, if I speak realistically, no country gives away money for free without expecting anything in return. When a country provides foreign aid, it usually wants the recipient country to align with its interests, whether that's changing policies or creating a system that's easier to control. In 99% of the cases, this is what happens when massive aid is given. For instance, US aid was created to distribute billions of dollars globally, increasing US influence. As Indians, we might feel relieved now because we believe US aid wouldn't be used to control us. We thought that even if it influenced governments in some way, it would be still in line with the US policies. But now, unfortunately, the question of whether US aid had been used to destabilize countries for profits, including India, has become more real than ever. So, when we look at Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina has subtly mentioned the pressure she had faced to either allow a US military base to be established in Bangladesh or risk losing her government. Many question this, but recent revelations, including statements from US officials, suggest that this was indeed true. The situation in Bangladesh has worsened, and US officials are now openly admitting that the US government did not favor Sheikh Hasina and that a military base was the demand from the US government, which Sheikh Hasina had refused to be set up in Bangladesh. This has also been discussed and exposed in an interview by famous American journalist Tucker Carlson, and now Elon Musk has revealed more details about the US influence in these countries. It's evident now that the US has been trying to install governments more aligned with its interests. And while Donald Trump may not be a saint, his opposition to the US aid has led to new insights into its activities. There is even mention that US aid is interfering with the religious efforts, and this has become an issue for the Republican Party as well, which is more closely aligned with the religious churches and missionary activities. So, in conclusion, India is still independent, but we must be vigilant about the future of USAID and how it may be used to influence countries in our region. If US aid is redirected in a way that serves political interests, we must be prepared to face the consequences. And as I wrap up, I want to say there are no permanent friends, there are only permanent interests. With Donald Trump in power, many hidden details about the US aid are now being revealed. But his ultimate goal might be to gain control over how US aid is distributed and also who remains in power. This has been happening for a long time, and we need to ensure that foreign influence doesn't interfere too much with our political processes. And if it does, we might end up facing situations like Bangladesh, where US aid has already had a visible impact. And as far as Pakistan is concerned, it will be interesting to see whether Imran Khan will be released from jail and make a comeback. As for India, we have managed to remain independent so far, but we need to watch carefully how things unfold with the US foreign aid.